Part 2. Now turn to Part 2, questions 8 to 13. You will hear an interview with a woman who has written a popular novel. For each question, put a tick in the correct box. You now have 45 seconds to look at the questions for Part 2. Now you're ready to start. Listen carefully. You will hear the recording twice. Today I'm talking to the writer Anna Zayuna. Anna, did you always want to write?
I wrote my first novel when I was 13. It was based on the life of a teacher. I even sent it to a publisher, but they weren't interested. When I got to college, I didn't think I could make a living as a writer, so I trained as a nurse because I wanted to help people and forgot about writing.
What happened to change that?
Well, I met my husband when I was 20. I'd graduated and had my wedding within a few months of each other at the age of 22 and had the first of 3 children at 24. So my career was fairly interrupted. When the children grew up a bit, I did a writing class as a hobby and then got some work as a journalist as a result.
How were you discovered?
I wrote a short story and entered it for a competition on the internet. I won second place and my story was published in a magazine. Then I was asked to read the story on the radio. An agent heard that and asked me to develop the story into a novel. It took me 3 years and things just took off from there.
Is the novel about you?
I grew up in a small town, which is actually the one that Sally, the little girl in the book, describes. But our families couldn't be more different. My father still runs his insurance firm and my mother's a full-time housewife. It was a lovely home life and I definitely wasn't as brave as Sally is.
The book's about Sally and her horse. Do you like horses?
I've always liked them, but I'd never owned one. But when I started writing the book, I realised what a big part of the story they were going to become. It was fun visiting stables to see how you look after them properly. It's not really the kind of work I'd like to do, though.
What advice would you give young writers?
Oh, I'd say don't wait for the perfect time to start writing, but find some spare moments every day to do just a little. Also, don't sit down and expect this beautiful stream of words to flow. You have to be patient. I had to keep going back and changing things in my book until they were right. But don't give up, because it's worth it in the end.
Anna, thank you. That is the end of Part 2.